Hi, this is Jim Sporer with the International Society of Service Innovation Professionals, and today I've been talking with Arzoo Atiq, who is from New Zealand, in New Zealand, I should say, teaching a service science class. She's originally from Pakistan. And Arzoo, I was wondering if you could just maybe share with us a little bit about your service science course and some of the nice things that your students said about service science. That would be great.
Right. So I started this course last year only. I did my PhD in 2014, and it was around service science. So I took everything from service science lens. But during my last semester, when I started teaching it, my students were so happy because they were coming from different backgrounds. And one was from defense, one was from retail, one was just studying basic computer science. And they were so happy about this whole course because it combines everything. It's amazing in the sense that, you know, you are coming from any background, you can leverage that and include service science concepts and, you know, present your work holistically. So they were really engaged in the course and really liked the course. So one of the students has already started his postgraduate in another university because my university doesn't offer that. And one of the students has asked me to give him master's research work. So, and the university, of course, it was started as a special topic, but my university wants it as a separate topic. So we are designing that course. You know.
Yeah, that's great. I think, you know, and thank you for sharing the course with me. I looked it over, the references look great. You really do a good job of bringing in service dominant logic, of course, and integrating other things. And I do look forward to, you know, watching your course as it develops, because I know you're updating the references and things like that. I like how you describe that service science integrates so many things. So there's something in it for all those different students' background. And I was just wondering, when you were doing your dissertation, could you just say a little bit more about your dissertation, what it covers?
Yeah. So when I started my dissertation, it was around consumer provider interactions in the design of technology-enabled services. And when I was going through it, service science somehow, you know, it just fitted really well because I was looking at consumers, I was looking at providers, I was looking at their interactions, and everything that service science gives us is that. So when, you know, literature, everything, I was going through it, and then I came across Stephen Wargo's service dominant logic, and then work theory and Ronro's value creation. So everything just fitted so well that I created a model which complemented everything and created a holistic model that it was giving us, because it's all about interactions, how well your interactions are, how can you model those interactions seamlessly, because my intention started with when I started thinking about how can we just bring in consumers in the design of services, because I used to think that, you know, if organizations can somehow leverage what their consumers are telling them, then they can have better designs of services. The consumers can be happy. Organizations will receive the return on investment much earlier because, you know, they're getting the feedback, they're getting the input from the consumers seamlessly. So my intention was, you know, to have it seamlessly. It is happening now. But at that time, you know, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, it wasn't that much. People are looking at the feedbacks. Even now, people, some organizations look at the feedback, but they don't incorporate it. So somehow they need to incorporate these feedbacks. They need to leverage whatever the consumers have in their minds, you know, because eventually the consumers are the ones who are going to use the services. So I brought in meta model of service from Stephen, and then I brought in Ronru's value co-creation model, and then I brought in service dominant logic, service that model. And then I integrated them because they were giving different details to service. Service is complex. Giving service is complex. Service consumer provider interactions are complex. So how can you make sense out of it? So I brought these three models, they complemented each other, and then we created this framework, which we call consumer provider service design model. And it is complex, and I think that's why it hasn't, it hasn't been accepted as much. But yeah, for sure. We still need to think, how can we make it a bit more simpler? Services are not that simple. If you're involving consumer, so consumer is a complex being itself. So it is, complexity is there. But the thing is, it provides a holistic view of services, how services will interact.
Yeah, I think it's that holistic view, and it's trying to integrate more and more. And Arzoo, I just want to thank you so much for teaching that service science class and reaching out and sharing the content of that and sharing just a little bit. And it's nice for the ISSIP community to know that you're there in Auckland.
Thank you so much, Jim. I would definitely want other people to tell us how they are designing the course, because studying about service science was one thing, researching was one thing, now teaching is another thing. And I think we have so much material, but we have to, give enough to students to motivate them. That's all about teaching, right? We motivate students to learn more. We can't teach them everything. So I would definitely like to connect with other people who are in designing service science course for their students anywhere in the world, because, we are connected.
Absolutely.
We're all connected. And if we can improve it further for every student, of course, that would be very beneficial. We should think about how to approach it. What perspectives can we give to the students? What perspectives are needed in the industry? And because again, service science is a hit because it is very closely knit to industry. Computer science, our information systems, they're all, of course, very much grounded disciplines, but service science gives us this industry, it reduces the industry gap a lot than other disciplines.
Yeah.
So I would definitely want to connect.
And it's great for producing those T-shaped students that industry likes. Exactly. Thank you so much, Arzoo. I'm going to stop the recording now. And thank you for sharing your few thoughts.
Thank you.